Hello everybody, it is Margarita here. Welcome to the webinar. I am really pleased that you could join us. And I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes and do some housekeeping while I'm waiting. We have the lovely Tina on with us today, who's going to be working with me later in the webinar to help to clear her beliefs and whatever's holding her back from achieving the money freedom and the wealth freedom that she wants in her life. I did have a few other people who put their hand up to come on and actually work with me. They are not here yet. I have sent them the invitation. They haven't arrived yet, but that's okay. They either, one, have stage fright, or two, haven't been able to figure out the technology with the link that I sent them. So they may appear during the webinar. If they do show up and they interrupt the first part of the webinar, where I'll be giving you some more information and presenting some really critical stuff that you need to be able to set yourself free financially, then there may be some little interruptions while I get them sorted. So I do apologize for that. I had hoped that they would be here early, so that wouldn't happen. But if they turn up, fantastic. I just tend to go with the flow with these things. So you will see below your screen on your, sorry, the reason I'm looking to my right is because I have this running on my laptop on my right-hand side so I can make sure that it's working. You will see below your screen there is a chat box. If you want to interact with each other, say hello, then I invite you to do so. And if you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to ask. What I'm here to do today is give you as much transformation as possible. And the more you interact with me, the better I am able to help you and ask questions. If you don't understand what I'm talking about or you don't understand what's happening, then please ask questions. I will be happy to answer them for you. So it is now 3 minutes past 8. So I'm going to get this party started. And I'm going to start sharing my screen. So what's going to happen today is the first part is going to be a bit of more information sharing. So hopefully you've already watched the other 3 videos in the series prior to this one, because they will set you up. I'll do a little bit, I'll cover a little bit of that information, but most of that was already covered in the previous videos. So I do hope you've watched those, and because that will bring you up to speed. If you haven't watched them yet, then I encourage you to go back and watch them after you've watched the webinar, because they really do have some great information for you. So let's do the presentation. There you go. Hopefully you can all see my screen now. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. Okay, so this is the Money Mindset Mastery presentation. Why? Why do I talk about money? You know, there are a lot of spiritual people out there who get all upset when people like myself focus on money, because I understand that our spiritual evolution is actually more important on many levels than money. However, I recently kind of realized that there are so many wonderful, amazing spiritual people out there who are being held hostage by money, and it's a travesty. And the thing is that if you don't learn to master money, it will master you. And if money has mastered you, or if it's not a kind master, money definitely is not a kind master. So if it is mastering your life, then you are being dictated to by money by the choices you make. And there are certain things that you can't do. There are lots of things you can't do, and certain things you have to do that you don't want to do because of money. And it's just not the way I believe life was meant to be. Because it's important. Of course money is important. The saying is money can't buy happiness. I know that. I get that it can't buy happiness. But I tell you what, a lack of money can certainly create a whole lot of struggle and suffering and unnecessary breakdowns in your life. the global economy is volatile. We cannot rely on our governments and the global economy to support us, to support our lifestyles, to have thriving businesses. And you're probably already aware that there are many, many millionaires made in a financial downturn. We have somebody else who has joined us. And hello, Matthew. Matthew, is it? No, it's not Matthew. Althea.
Althea. Yeah. Hi.
How are you? I'm glad you've arrived. I'm actually just going through a presentation at the moment, so if you wouldn't mind just muting your microphone, and then when we get to the point where Tina's on the call as well, I'm going to introduce Tina a bit later, and then I'll work with each of you to work through your money stuff. Okay? Cool. All right, Althea's already muted herself, so that's all good. Okay, so the global economy is volatile. You cannot rely on the global economy to remain stable. That's not the way it works. It will continue to rise and fall. There will continue to be economic downturns, and if your financial stability is reliant upon the global economy, then you are in trouble. You need to take care of your own personal economy. Most people are out of control with their money, and they are being governed by the amount of money they do or don't have. So it's really, really important that we take control of this. When you don't have enough money, there is so much uncertainty, there's no security. It causes so much stress, and obviously many of the health issues that we have today, we have a health crisis right across the globe. And in the Western world in particular, many of these health issues are created by stress, and a lot of stress is created by financial struggle. It affects our relationships. They say that one of the biggest causes of divorce is our financial struggle. And obviously there are other things underlying the relationship. But what happens when you're under money stress, it just brings everything up to the surface, and people just can't cope. It causes enormous stress on relationships. And let me tell you that you are so missing out, and you already know this if you have some struggles with money. This is such an incredibly rich world that we live in, with so many wonderful, wonderful things that we have to experience. And we don't have to experience all of them, but when you have the financial security and the financial freedom, then you can choose to do what you want. You can also have a greater level of influence in the world and make a bigger contribution. And this is what's really important to me. You know, I have quite a simple lifestyle. But as I grow my business and my financial stability, I am able to make a bigger contribution. And personally, I cannot earn enough money to support all the incredible charities and the work that is being done so selflessly by so many people across the planet to stop the suffering in the world. And as we increase consciousness, and as we increase people like yourself and give you back your power around money, you can make a bigger contribution if you choose to. I'm not saying that's something that you have to do or need to do or even want to do. But if you choose to, you can make a bigger contribution to the world and to helping to others who are not as fortunate as us to have the opportunities that we have. We have so many opportunities right at our fingertips, just ready for the picking. It's just being in a position to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. And of course, our spiritual evolution. Eckhart Tolle said, if we don't evolve, we will die. And I subscribe to that belief, and that's why I am so incredibly passionate about our spiritual and conscious evolution. So please don't misunderstand me when I talk about money. Prosperity is a holistic It's a holistic picture. It's our health, our relationships, our emotional well-being, our careers, our spirituality. It's all of it in balance. The reason I'm focusing on money is because when we have security around money, then everything else becomes a whole lot easier. The rest of the journey actually becomes easier. And you know what? You were not born to just pay bills and die. You weren't, believe it or not. You are here for a reason, and I want to help you to step into that reason and to leverage your time on this planet and enjoy it and have the fulfillment and satisfaction and peace and happiness and make a bigger contribution to the world and the people in it. What I'm not going to do today is promise to make you an overnight millionaire. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in get rich quick. And if that's what you're looking for, then I am not your gal. I believe in shifting the mindset so you can put systems and processes in place that work to create whatever fortune you want. And you may not want to be a millionaire. You may just want to be comfortable in your life and live a nice life. And whatever you want, that's whatever you can have. But when you're limited, then it's really difficult to choose your own success and your own freedom. But I'm not going to promise to make you an overnight millionaire. You will have to do some work around the stuff that I'm going to share with you today, but I'm going to show you the way to actually be able to be free to achieve the results that you want. I'm also not going to use any NLP ninja tactics to manipulate you into buying something from me. I've been and done plenty of speakers courses, and you know what? Every single process that I see, I can't do it. I don't know why I can't do it, but I just can't do it. They are not congruent for me. They are not authentic for me. Now, whether or not this affects my business and how much money I earn, probably does. But I can sleep at night knowing that I'm going to be authentic with you today, I'm going to be real with you today, and I'm not going to use any tactics to manipulate you in any way, shape, or form, so you can relax on that aspect. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then when you do a speaker's course, you might find out if you do a speaker's course. And I'm not even going to ask you to spend any money with me today. What I will do is I'm going to be, as I said, raw and real. I'm going to give you the truth of all my years of investigation and study and experience, and from where I've come from to where I am now. I'm going to help to empower you around money, and as I said, today is not the be-all and end-all. I'm going to give you as much as I possibly can during the time that I have with you to give you the tools and the techniques and the strategies so you can actually empower yourself around money and embrace your mission and your brilliance. Help to let go of the stories that are blocking your success. Anything that is holding you back is just a story. It's just a story. Just taking a sip of water. And when you let go of the stories, you are free to be all that you can be and achieve more than you ever imagined possible. I'm going to encourage you today to stop conforming. We are so indoctrinated and conditioned to conform on so many levels. We've been conditioned to conform by our parents, by the media, by the authorities in our lives, by our education system. Every step along the way has not encouraged us to be individuals. It has encouraged us to conform. And I am standing tall after years of doing the work that I've been doing. I have now gotten to a point in my life where I'm standing tall and saying, I refuse to conform. I am very different. I am actually one of these fringe dwellers who is so different that people are often threatened by who I am, what I do, and my message. That is not my problem, and I am perfectly fine with that. But I refuse to conform and be held back by all the indoctrination and the conditioning that is thrown at us from the day we are born. You are an individual. You are here to do something really, really, really special. And I want to be one of the people, at least, who can help you to step into your brilliance and own your brilliance so you can be the best you can be and enjoy the lifestyle that you really want to have in your life. Give yourself permission to be all that you can be. And then I am going to invite you to work with me long term. I have an opportunity that you can explore if you want to work with me on a long-term basis. Now, 90 minutes is not enough time to transform your entire life. And it would be negligent of me to just give you this 90 minutes and then go, okay, off you go. You're on your own now, without giving you an opportunity to work with me long term. As I said, I'm not going to actually ask you to spend any money with me today, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to explore possibilities of how I can help you and really transform your life long term. The difference between soulless success and soulful success. Now, I'm sure you have seen, as I have, many people on our TV screens who have been super successful, or our indoctrinated and conditioned definition of success. So we have been conditioned to see success as Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, Hollywood superstars, and all these people who have mega amounts of money. That's what we have been conditioned to determine as success. And many of these people are very happy because they have prosperity. They don't just have success or money, they have prosperity and they have balance and harmony in their lives in all areas. They've mastered it. They've got it. And maybe not in all areas of their life, but in enough that they're pretty damn happy with it. However, there are those who feel empty. And I have spoken to people who have so much money and yet they feel empty inside because they know there's something missing. And for those people who don't have a lot of money and are struggling with money, they can struggle to get their head around that. How can you have lots of money and not be happy? Well, it's it's actually quite easy. It is also possible to be very happy and not have a lot of money. So what I teach and what I will encourage you to move toward is soulful success, fulfillment, satisfaction, inner peace, joy, happiness, compassion, understanding, great relationships, fantastic health. That to me is soulful success. That is what I preach, and that is what I will help you to do today and moving forward if you want to continue to work with me. So I've spoken a little bit. I just want to double check with people that you're still with me. I haven't even checked if everybody can hear me. If you're on the call, can you please... oh, hi, Frank. Hello, you're back. That's fantastic. All right, well, obviously people can hear me because they're interacting, so that's all really good. So I shared with you a little bit in the previous videos that I sent out to you, the training videos, about money's dirty little secrets. And there is, as I mentioned, there is the global conditioning that we have been indoctrinated with by some of the super wealthy people. So there's the Morgans. These are the families that are at the heart of the of a lot of the manipulation and how we've been repressed around money. So there's the Rothschilds, the Morgans, and the Rockefellers are three of the main players in the system. They're at the head of the banking system, and they have done some pretty heartless things along the way because they're clever. They're very clever, and the kind of wealth that they have is unbelievable. Now, at the same time, do not take on the fact that if you're super wealthy, then you've got to be one of these people. Far from it. The reason I'm doing this is because there are so many people like yourself out there who have such big hearts and great intentions, and you want to do good things in the world, but money is disempowering you, or the lack of money is disempowering you. It is time to take our power back around money. And when people like yourself have money, good things happen in the world. That's what I'm about turning the tables and empowering the right people around money so we can get balance back onto the planet and we can put the power back into the people's hands. At the moment, it's fairly and squarely in the hands of those who do not necessarily want the best for us. And that's not a good thing. That's not money's fault. It's just that there are some very clever people out there who have orchestrated and manipulated the system for a long time. From what I have read, I mean, I wasn't there, I can't verify this, but from what I have read, presidents have been killed over the money game. And I'm going to show you some websites in a minute if you want to have a look at this stuff for yourself and educate yourself around this and not get caught up in the story, but just know some of what has happened in our history around money. I think that you will be as fired up as I am, because this stuff gets me so fired up and so angry that this has been going on and that so many people are suffering around money, and we don't have to. We were born rich. We were born to be free and to express ourselves however we want to. So the other dirty little secret around money is the difference between fiat money and commodity money, and that fiat money is where we're at right now. That is our money system right now. That's what our system is based on. Commodity money was, it wasn't that long ago that we still had commodity money, and that's when it's backed by something solid, when it's actually worth something. So it used to be backed by gold and silver, and that system developed a couple of hundred years ago when we used to, of course, have barter. A few hundred years ago, we used to barter one thing for another, which wasn't very convenient. And then that developed into having some version of a standard exchange for what we wanted, which was, it became gold and silver. And then from that, we had, it went into where there were vaults that were set up to hold gold and silver, because gold and silver was heavy and people got sick of carrying it around. So there were the money keepers who used to take your money, put it in a vault. They would give you a note to say how much money you had there, and obviously they probably would have charged you a little fee for keeping it. But then they realized that 90% of the money was never actually taken out because people kept exchanging these promissory notes, and then instead of coming and getting their gold and silver out all the time. So then they started lending people to people who didn't have money. So they would lend to people at an interest, a point of interest, and this is what set up our lending system. And they could lend up to 90% of the gold and silver that they had in storage without ever worrying about running out of the money. So this is the system that we have today. Banks can lend up to 90% more than the actual money that they have secreted away, which they don't really have it secreted away, and that's another dirty little secret, and that's for another day. But now we have fiat money, and so commodity money was backed by something solid, gold or silver, recently. Now we have fiat money where they've actually taken all the backing away. And there is nothing backing money at all. The only thing that gives money its value is our belief in it. That's the only thing that gives money its value, is our belief in it. It's just paper. There's nothing solid backing it. And this is where money devalues over time. It depreciates over time. This is why the super, super wealthy don't keep money and cash. They keep liquid assets, but they keep their wealth in assets that appreciate rather than money which depreciates. Because if you keep $100 in your wallet and you go to spend that in 10 years' time, you will not be able to buy with it what you can buy today. I'm sure you can understand that. So money depreciates. You do not want to put your wealth into money. You want to put it into assets and appreciating assets. This is another thing that a lot of people don't realize. When you get really wealthy, what are you going to do with that money? Are you going to grow it and invest it, or are you going to go and spend it on depreciating assets like cars, like your house and a mortgage? That is not an asset. That is a liability, believe it or not. If you've ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki explains that very well in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you have a house and you're living in it and it has a mortgage on it, then it is not an asset, it is a liability. And it's really important that the money that you have, you set it up so it is structured to make you money, not lose you money. And there are very clever ways to do that, and that's how the super wealthy and the wealthy grow their money. It's all about getting the money to start with, obviously, then having the right mindset to know where to invest it so you can not only keep your money but then grow your money. It's actually harder to keep money than make money, and it's harder to grow money than to keep money. And all these three things are to do with mindset. Out of all the people that I've interviewed, and I've interviewed some really successful people from around the planet for the various programs that I do, every single one of them say that the main thing that you need to get right is your mindset. Number one is mindset, without a shadow of a doubt. If you don't have that, then you're doomed. But if you have the right mindset, it's not actually the resources that you have. If you have the mindset, then you can create whatever wealth that you want. You can achieve whatever you put your mind to with the right mindset, and that's what I'm all about. If you've seen the previous videos, you would have seen that one where I spoke about the we how, the V how, and the be how. The we how being the people who are supporting you and encouraging you and who are in your life, and that's 25% of your success equation. The V how, which most people focus on the V how. How am I going to make money? Is it going to be in real estate? Is it going to be in internet marketing? Is it going to be in health? Is it going to be having some sort of an education and a practice in law? How am I going to make my money? You know, that's only 10% of the equation. The be how, or the mindset, is 65% of the equation. And in actual fact, your subconscious mind determines 92 to 96% of your results. So if you don't have your subconscious mind on board, if it's running away with you and sabotaging you, then your chances of success are severely limited. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but severely limited. Okay. If you have any questions along the way, guys, just post questions in that box underneath the video, because I would love to interact with you and answer any questions. And if I'm running off on a tangent, which I often do, then just, you know, and you don't understand where I'm headed, please ask. Okay, so there's some of money's dirty little secrets. These, I'm going to leave these up for a minute. These are some websites that you can go and check the validity of what I'm talking about the history of money. And there's a ton more than this, but these are some of the ones that I found to be the most helpful as far as discovering the history around money and all the sordid little details that have gone on. So you've got killthebank.net, you've got zat.org, and then the rest of the thing there. So it's xat.org, and then the reason I've put the rest of the website address up there is because that's actually going to give you several pages about the history of money, which I found very, very informative. Now, the one that I really, really strongly recommend that you look up above and beyond anything else is thrivemovement.com. Thrivemovement.com. THRIVE movement.com. That's a documentary that was created called Thrive by Foster Gamble. So if you've heard of the company Procter & Gamble, massive company in the United States, it was created by his family over 100 years ago. It was a family enterprise. It's now been taken over by, you know, big money, big corporations, and it's been turned into something that they never intended it to be. But Foster Gamble, at one point, he had a big turnaround in his life, and he decided to trace the money. And Thrive Movement was really my big breakthrough in understanding how we have been, as the human race, has been manipulated. And once you start to go down this rabbit hole, let me tell you, you're going to find some pretty freaky stuff. That you think the stuff that I do is freaky, man. I'm normal compared to a lot of the stuff that you're going to read if you go down this rabbit hole. But start with thrivemovement.com. It's now available for free. So I bought the video a couple of years ago, but you can actually now watch the movie for free on the internet legally at that particular website. You can donate if you like, but highly, highly, highly recommend that you invest 90 minutes of your time and go and watch that movie. So money in the brain. Money is such a complex issue, and not just emotionally, but the way the money system has been set up, it's very confusing for the brain. We not only have, as I said, this whole fiat money thing where banks can loan up to 90% more than they actually have accessible to them financially. They've also got, we now have digital money where money is just created out of thin air on a screen for loans and all this kind of stuff. And the money system is incredibly complex, and the brain just gets too confused. It cannot understand this system of money. And this is where a lot of stuff starts to go haywire, because now we have been conditioned and systematically conditioned to become debt seekers. And there's good debt and there's what I call bad debt. Nothing's either good or bad really, but I define two different types of debt: good debt and bad debt. Good debt is actually making you money, so that's investments, and there's a strategy around legal tax benefits around your investment portfolio. It's growing your money in some way, shape or form. And then there's bad debt: credit card debt, your mortgage, your car loan, the things that aren't making you money but are actually sucking you dry. And we are so conditioned because we want everything now. So because several years ago we used to save for stuff, and we'd save and save and save and save and then go and buy what we wanted for cash. Well, we don't do that anymore. We want what we want, and we want it now, and we just go and put it on the credit card. Oh, well, we'll pay it back later. And then 10 years later, we're still paying it back because we're paying the interest and not the actual thing that we bought. And most of us have been caught up in this system. I will put my hand up. I did get caught up in that system. And this is where the brain just gets so confused around the structure of money. Then, of course, you have the neurons that fire a particular pathway. So we have most recent studies have shown that we have 85 to 86 billion neurons. Now that's a bit hard to wrap your head around. So a cockroach, you know the tiny little head of a cockroach? A cockroach has 100 million neurons in that tiny little head. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of how tiny a neuron is. And neurons, depending on our belief systems, on our environment, on our conditioning, neurons send messages along a pathway. So one neuron sends a message to another neuron, to another neuron, to another neuron. And these pathways are our belief systems, are our conditioning, are our emotions, are the way we respond and react to life, and they actually produce the results that we see in our life. And it's a bit like a well-worn track. When you have a neuron pathway that has been firing off according to a belief system for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it is a well-worn path, and the brain just automatically goes to that well-trodden path. To shut that one down and to create a whole new neural pathway can take a lot of effort, and this is the science behind why positive thinking and affirmations are they're powerful, but they take a lot of time and effort because it's rewiring the brain. It's literally rewiring the brain. However, this is why I love emotional freedom technique and sound healing and the various tools that I use, and I'm going to be using today with the two lovely ladies that we have on the call, is because they make this process a hell of a lot faster. They can shut down neural pathways and open up new ones to us much more quickly than by just using positive affirmations and positive thinking. I definitely encourage positive affirmations and positive thinking over negative ones, but on their own, it's a hard slog. So we spoke about the psychology of money. Hopefully you have seen the 35-minute presentation that I did around this and why we are so confused around money. It is so complex, and this is why our brains get addled and we don't take the right action around money. Of course, you know that it is our belief systems and our conditioning that drives our emotions, that drives our actions, that drives our results. And when you've got this, and this particular mind map was just the tip of the iceberg, when you've got this going on in the brain around money, how on earth can you think clearly and make the right decisions when you've got this landscape that is just a labyrinth and a minefield of challenges for your mind around money? So when we get the right wiring and we manage to overcome the negative belief systems, the negative emotions, and we start to leverage our possibilities and our potential and our power around money, then we can have a thriving business. Now, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself and then liberating yourself around money is to have a thriving conscious business. And it's what you do with the money that you bring in that will also make a difference. But you need to have a way to generate money in the first place. And the best way to do that is through business. If you want to stay at a job, then there are other ways to become really super wealthy. I do encourage people to have their own businesses if that's the way you want to go. If it's not for you, then it's not for you, and I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. But within your business, when you have the freedom to be financially stable, then you can expand your business, you can have employees and have them do the stuff that you aren't necessarily good at or don't want to do. You can educate yourself further, you can upskill, you can reach a larger audience and leverage yourself and your time. You can put in place systems and tools that will help you to, again, expand your business and your prosperity and your reach. You can get the right marketing in place. Personally, it can help you with your health if you need to. You can get a personal trainer. You can get access to the best quality health and go to natural health people if you're into natural health, as I am. You can travel if you want to and see the world. You can certainly have more fun, and you can provide for your family freely. You can give them more opportunities. You can give them the best education. You can have the best experiences. Having money just changes the whole world for people. For some people. Obviously, if you've got other stuff going on, then and your life is out of balance and your health is not great, then money's not the fix-it for everything. But good Lord, doesn't it give you the opportunity to access a whole lot more than when you don't have money? So that's why I'm really, really passionate about helping people to sort this stuff out around money. So a wealth mindset versus a poverty mindset. I'm going to go through this really quickly because if you joined me a little bit late, I did say that that we're going to cover some material first, some information first, then we're going to get on with the transformation. So stick around if you're wondering why we're not doing the transformation yet. I really want you to be educated around this. And please, if you want to ask questions, then simply type your questions in the box below and I will continue to check it along the way. Jenny, can't wait to dig. Love it. Just taking another sip of water, guys. Okay, so a wealth mindset versus a poverty mindset. Wealthy people have a vision. It doesn't have to be building, it doesn't have to be that you're going to transform the world. It may be, but you need to have a vision that is grander than you. It's bigger than you. You definitely need to have a plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So you need to have some sort of a plan to build your wealth, keep your wealth, and grow your wealth. Wealthy people are specialists in some area of their lives. And you may think, oh, I'm not a specialist in anything. Well, I'm here to tell you that actually, you are. You are a specialist. And there is knowledge, skills, and information that you have in a very unique combination that nobody else has. You have a way of communicating the special skills, knowledge, and information that you have and the experiences that you have had in your life, unlike anybody else. And what the wealthy do is they become a specialist in a particular area and they focus on that. They educate themselves about money, and this is where most of the population is not educated about money. They don't know about the money system. They don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to keep their money, grow their money, make their money. Money is just such a sense of confusion, and most people put it in the too hard basket, and then they struggle with it all their lives, and then they retire from the just over broke, the job that they've been working in for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and then they end up tired, broke, or dead, and in that order. And that's 90% of the population. So you need to educate yourself around money. They have a different emotional relationship to money, and I spoke about this in the other videos, how wealthy people look at money entirely differently to the rest of the population. Most of us have so much stress, anxiety, fear, doubt, frustration, anger, sadness, all these negative emotions around money that it's our fiend, not our friend. It's our enemy and our foe, not our friend. Whereas wealthy people, they're not emotionally attached to money. Do they like money? Yes. Do they like what money can give them? Absolutely. But they're not emotionally attached to the outcomes with money. So they see money more as a tool. It's like the air we breathe. Are you afraid that you're going to run out of air in the next 5 minutes? No. You're going to continue to breathe, right? The wealthy see money the same way. It's simply a tool. If they use that tool in the right way with the right strategy, they make more money. If they make a mistake, they lose money. Bugger. That's one of our great colloquial sayings here in Australia. We love it. Bugger. But what they do is they don't get all caught up in the emotion around it. They go, damn, that didn't work. What next? They remove their money from that situation and they put it somewhere else to grow it again. I've heard wealthy people say, successful people say that 9 out of the 10 things that they try don't work. But they invest time and energy into something until they have seen it run its course, see it play out its potential, and tested the waters. And then if they don't see any potential in it, then they pull the money and they put it somewhere else. But it's this trial and error stuff. And when you have a neutral emotional relationship with money, meaning that you are not so caught up in the fear and then the anxiety and the stress and all the worry around money, then you have the ability to use money as a tool in your life. And that's it. It can get you some great stuff. Money's awesome. But when you're emotionally caught up in it, it's really, really hard to see clearly and do what you need to do with it to have the freedom that you truly desire and deserve. And the psychology, they have a whole different psychology around money, as I was mentioning, the anxiety, the fear, the doubt, the stress, and their self-worth around money is entirely different to the rest of the population. And that's largely what I'm going to help you with. Guess what? We've gotten to the best part. Any questions so far? Okay. All right. Now we seem to be all good over here. I haven't got any questions at this point. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work with a couple of lovely ladies that we had on, and I said right in the beginning, if you turned up late, then I did have a few more people who were actually registered to work with me on the call. Either they got stage fright or they couldn't figure out the technology, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you know Emotional Freedom Technique. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now and come back on. And Althea, I'll come to you second if that's all right. Firstly, I'm going to work with Tina. So Tina, if you could unmute your microphone, you can take another breath. Hello, Tina. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm pretty excited.
That's good. Awesome. I'm going to work with Tina, everybody, but at the same time, if you are listening to the recording of the video, then please know that any healing that we're going to do on this call is going to be effective post-webinar. So even if you're not doing it live, any healing we do is going to be very, very effective. So everybody, please tap along with us. I'm going to be doing some tapping and some emotional freedom technique and some a bit of peace process. There's a process that I do call the peace process, as well as some instant miracle technique to help Tina and Althea to clear some of the blocks that are holding them back. So welcome, Tina. Could you just start by introducing yourself, giving us a very short synopsis about where you're at and what you feel is really holding you back from achieving what you want in life?
Okay, so my name is Tina, and I have had quite a bit of a kind of a roller coaster. Um, I am kind of education obsessed, so I've taken many, many different courses, and so I have three different kind of career paths. However, I seem to build myself up and do fairly good for a while, and then it all seems to come crashing down, and I make a bunch of money for a while, and then it's all gone, and I just feel like I can't get ahead, and my health is kind of suffering, and relationships and everything. It's just kind of a big roller coaster.
Okay, and how does that make you feel when you look at that landscape for yourself?
Well, it's pretty upsetting. It's like I feel like I've tried so hard, and yet it feels like I'm not getting anywhere, so I kind of feel like a failure.
Mm, okay, all right. And when you think about that, where do you feel that in your body?
Kind of in my lungs.
In your lungs,
Like,
in your chest area?
yeah, chest area.
Yeah. Okay, what does that feel like?
It's kind of like I think it's a fear. I feel kind of tense and tight and nervous and
Okay. So if you close your eyes and tune into that feeling, go to the deepest part of that feeling, the most intense part. Does it have some sort of a physical representation? Can you see anything when you think about it?
not really, just kind of black.
Just black?
Yeah, just kind of black
That's cool.
cloudiness.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. What I want you to do is focus on that really, really intensely. And how intense is that feeling? So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense, 0 being that it's not intense at all, how intense is that feeling for you when you focus in on that?
I would say about a 9.
About a 9? Okay, awesome. What I want you to do is start tapping on the karate chop point, and everybody tap along with us. Even though I feel this intense feeling in my body, just
Do I
repeat after me. Yeah,
repeat?
be my echo.
Okay.
Even though I feel this really intense feeling in my body,
Even though I feel this really intense feeling in my body,
I deeply and completely love and accept all of me.
I deeply and completely accept all of me.
I've tried so hard
I've tried so hard,
and nothing seems to work.
and nothing seems to work.
I put my heart and soul into what I want to do,
I put my heart and soul into what I want to do,
and I get to a particular point and it all falls apart.
and I get to a particular point and it all falls apart.
That's really disappointing.
That's really disappointing.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I have this really intense feeling in my chest,
Even though I have this really intense feeling in my chest,
and I'm tired of trying so hard and getting nowhere.
and I'm tired of trying so hard and getting nowhere.
I feel like such a failure.
I feel like such a failure.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Okay, inside of the eye. I have worked so hard.
I've worked so hard.
Outside of the eye. But it's all falling apart.
But it's all falling apart.
Under the eye. I get so far and then it all falls apart.
I get so far and then it all falls apart.
Under the nose. It's really disempowering.
It's really disempowering.
Chin point. I feel hopeless.
I feel hopeless.
Collarbone. What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me?
Under the arm. I put so much hard work into everything that I do.
I put so much hard work into everything that I do.
Top of the head. And it's really heartbreaking to continue to fail.
And it's really heartbreaking to continue to fail.
Inside of the eye. I don't even want to try anymore.
I don't even want to try anymore.
Outside of the eye. I feel like such a failure.
I feel like such a failure.
Under the eye. It feels so hopeless.
It feels so hopeless.
Under the nose. I feel like I'm doomed to be a failure.
I feel like I'm doomed to be a failure.
Chin point. I want to achieve so much.
I want to achieve so much.
Collarbone. But every time I get somewhere, it just falls apart.
But every time I get somewhere, it just falls apart.
Under the arm. I just don't feel like there's any point anymore.
I just don't feel like there's any point anymore.
Top of the head. I don't even want to try because I'm afraid to fail again.
I don't even want to try because I'm afraid to fail again.
Okay, deep breath. Okay, how much of that resonated for you?
A lot. I actually feel a little bit more relieved, like some of the tension is gone.
Okay, awesome. So when you tune into that feeling in your chest, it feels a little bit lighter?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so, and when you think about all the things that you've tried and trying again in the future, what happens?
Now I feel a little bit more tense again.
Okay, all right. And how would you describe the emotion around the tension and the stress?
Probably I would say fear.
What do you think you're afraid of?
I think it's the whole fear that I'll just repeat the whole pattern again. I'll just go back in that roller coaster.
All right. Eyebrow point again. We won't worry about the karate chop point this time. Eyebrow point. I'm afraid to get back on that roller coaster.
I'm afraid to get back on that roller coaster.
Outside of the eye. Emotionally, it could just destroy me.
Emotionally, it could just destroy me.
Under the eye. What if I try again and fail again?
What if I try again and fail again?
Under the nose. I've been on this huge roller coaster.
I've been on this huge roller coaster.
Chin point. And I want to get off.
And I want to get off.
Collarbone. I've tried so hard.
I've tried so hard.
Under the arm. And it just feels hopeless.
And it just feels hopeless.
Top of the head. What's the point?
What's the point?
Inside of the eye. I'm afraid to try again.
I'm afraid to try again.
Outside of the eye. Just the thought of it makes me feel tense in my chest.
Just the thought of it makes me feel tense in my chest.
Under the eye. I don't know that I can handle any more failure.
I don't know that I can handle any more failure.
Under the nose. I'm afraid that if I try again and it doesn't work again.
I'm afraid that if I try again and it doesn't work again.
Chin point. That all this disappointment is going to come flooding back.
That all this disappointment is going to come flooding back.
Collarbone. I feel so powerless to make it work.
I feel so powerless to make it work.
Under the arm. Nothing that I do works.
Nothing that I do works.
Top of the head. And I'm afraid of getting back on that roller coaster.
And I'm afraid of getting back on that roller coaster.
Because I don't know how to make it work.
Because I don't know how to make it work.
And it's really frustrating.
And it's really frustrating.
Okay, deep breath. Okay, tell me more about what's happening for you now.
I'm feeling again some more relief. I still kind of I don't know. I still feel though a little unsettled, like I'm still not sure.
Okay. All right. What I want you to do is tune into that uncertainty. Is that still in your chest?
In the stomach kind of area.
Which one's more intense, chest or stomach?
Stomach.
Okay, so tune into the stomach now. And
Okay.
this is important for everybody to realize that when you tune into where your emotions are sitting in your body, they could shift and move and change. Just follow them. All right, so focus on the emotion that's in your stomach now. Get a really clear picture of it and just allow it. Just be with it. It's okay to have this emotion. Give the emotion and the feeling permission to just be there. This emotion has been crying out to you for attention. Give it what it wants. Can't hurt you. Just be with that emotion. If it wants to move, follow it. If it grows more intense, let it. Just give it all your attention. Send it love. Love this feeling that is a part of you. Know that this emotion is there for a reason. Its intention is to keep you safe. Just focus on it really intensely. Now I want you to tune into the emotion, and I want you to just ask it if it's yours. Is it yours, or has it come from somewhere or someone else? Yes or no?
I don't feel certain.
What's the strongest sense that you get? What's the first thing that comes to mind? If you ask it, is it mine? It's the first thing that comes to mind.
No.
Okay, then if it's not yours, then we can ask it to leave because it has no right to be there. So I want you to see an open door or an open window somewhere in the vicinity, and I want you to ask this feeling and emotion to leave. What's it doing?
It's slowly going towards the door.
That's okay, just let it be. Just encourage it. Keep asking it to leave. Give yourself permission to let it go. Just let me know when it's gone. That's right.
I think it's gone.
Okay, I want you to gently close the door behind it. Is there anything else that you can see in that space that shouldn't be there?
No, I think it's clear.
Okay, awesome. Now I want you to tune back into that sensation of you trying to move forward again, putting your heart and soul into something again. What happens for you emotionally?
I feel a little bit more tightness in my chest now.
Okay, awesome. All right, I want you to go back to the chest. I want you to focus in on that area in the chest. Be totally present to that feeling. Just allow it. Love it. Send it 100% unconditional love. Allow it to be. Let it know that it's okay. And just be with it. Send it unconditional love. On a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is it?
Probably about a 4.
Okay. Is it yours?
Yes.
Okay. Then I want you to ask it how it's serving you. Has it given you an answer?
My mind is just kind of going blank.
Okay, that's okay. I want you to know, let it know, just in your mind, just let it know that you don't need it anymore. Thank it for its service because it's been there to keep you safe. Thank it for its service. Just let it know that you don't need it to be there anymore, that you are going to be safe. You're a big girl now. You know what you need to do to look after yourself, and you're going to be okay. Now, once you've done that, I want you to see an open door, an open window somewhere close by. And I want you to ask the entity, the feeling, to leave. What's it doing?
It's leaving.
Awesome. Okay, just let me know when it's gone.
It's gone.
Awesome. Close the door or the window behind it. Do you see anything else in that space that shouldn't be there?
No.
Excellent. Okay, so now tune into, again, putting your heart and soul into what you love to do, into another project. What do you feel?
I feel like more like it's possible.
Excellent. That's progress. Do you feel anything other than peace, love, and joy?
I still feel some tension in the bottom of my lungs.
Okay, I want you to tune into that. I have been doing a little instant miracle process as we've been doing this work. What I'm going to do this for now is, and what I'm doing for you, I'm doing for everybody. So what I'm going to do for everybody on the call as well now is just to do a clearing around any anxiety, stress, fear about going for your goals, really going for your goals. So everybody who's on the call or listening to the recording, I want you to really tune into your feelings, whatever your feelings might be. I want you to find them in your body. If you can pinpoint them somewhere in your body, then really focus on that. Give it all your attention. Send it love. That's right. Just really focus on it. Give it permission to do whatever it needs to do. And give it permission to leave. Okay, Tina, how are you feeling?
Much better.
Awesome. How's the feeling in the bottom of your lungs?
Yeah, it feels lighter, clearer.
Okay. All right. When you tune into putting your heart and soul into a project and dedicating all your energy to it, what happens?
There's still a tiny bit of hesitation, but I feel more like it's possible again.
Okay. So what I want you to do with that hesitation is I'm going to move over and work with Althea now. So if you could just put yourself back on mute for me. And continue to focus on that feeling. This is the peace process, and it's incredibly powerful. So when you repress an emotion and ignore an emotion, then it doesn't go anywhere. It just finds a place to sit and wait and wait and wait until you're ready to deal with it, or until it creates some sort of dis-ease in the body and creates health issues. So it's when you use the peace process, you then give the feeling permission to express itself. And any emotion that is able to fully express itself and there's no resistance to it, it can actually continue. It will eventually dissolve. It may take a few minutes, it may take a few days, and that doesn't mean you have to pay attention to it for days and days and days on end. But you continue to tune into the feeling and just pay it attention whenever you can and give it love, send it unconditional love, and know that it's okay to be there. And then you can use, when you've really connected with the feeling, then you can do emotional freedom technique and use EFT to just accelerate the process. But why EFT is so powerful when we tune into the emotion is it takes the charge out of the emotion, but you need to connect with it fully first. And this is where most people are not. We've been so desensitized and conditioned to not feel our emotions fully because they're uncomfortable. Our emotions are uncomfortable. But when we actually tune into them and feel them fully, that's when we're able to let them go. And this will be incredibly powerful for you. So while you're there, you can just sit with the feeling. If you want to just do some tapping while you're feeling into the feeling, then I'm going to come back to you in a little while after I've worked with Althea and just see how you're doing. Cool?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Any questions before I leave you? No, she's muted herself. All good. Okay. Althea, if you could unmute yourself, please, and say hello. Oh, you've gone all dark. It must be nighttime over there now. How are you doing?
I am fine. I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Okay.
So welcome.
Thank you.
How were you going while I was working with Tina?
Oh, in the first round with Tina, I felt I was doing it, and I know I have real anger, and I felt rage just now as I did that first round. I felt like my teeth clenching and I feel so angry. And I usually don't feel that way just from doing, a tapping. And I'm surprised. I feel rage. I feel like we could take something and throw it across the room. I know I have that anger, which I have to deal
Wow.
with. And then in the second round, I calmed down and I felt it reducing, and I felt much better.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Anger can be a powerful emotion when we direct it in the right way, but it also can really sabotage all our efforts. It can really undermine our efforts. And most of us will be harboring some form of anger somewhere, but we've been so conditioned not to feel anger that most of us don't even realize it's there until we start tuning into it. So the fact that you've tuned into it is a huge step in the right direction. Feel very proud of yourself that you've managed to identify it, because that's a big step.
Okay.
So is it when you think about if you could just give us a little bit of your background and where you're at right now, and then we'll do the emotional work.
Okay. I've worked in the traditional job for many years. I've worked at a bank as a exchange teller for like 6 years. I've worked at university as in administration for another couple of years. I've studied to a high level, I believe. I also love studying. But it seems to no end. I'm disappointed. Right now I've been out of the job loop for maybe 4 years. I've taken on an internet marketing business, entrepreneurial, and it's great. I love it. It's not moving as much as I want it to right now. And right now I've been through a divorce in the past 4 years or so. At that same time, out of a job. Moved, I've had to sell the house, moved, living with a friend now with my son. He has anger issues also, and I can imagine it as, because of all that has happened. And so now I'm at the worst way with money. I mean, we are we feel like we're poor now, and I'm like, I'm not like this. This is not the norm for me. And it's frustrating. It adds to my anger and frustration and misery, and every day we are just, questioning what happened, what are we to do now, I've been on a spiritual path also. A friend I'm with also is like that, and so we do a lot of meditation, and I try different things, regression also, to see where it is I've had these things coming up. I know my childhood has been rough, and so that's part of it too. I've had issues with my father, So that's me. I'm now seeking to rejoin the traditional job scene, because I need some money, which is bad because I'm like, I'll take anything. And and my son and the issues with his father, and trying to keep up with bills and food and basic things. It's like, oh gosh, I'm at the worst. What is happening to us? So this is where I'm at. I really think something is blocking me from where I need to be right now. And I need to face it now and move on. I think I'm at a turning point, because there are also issues I've realized about my personality that needs changing. I need to listen more. I need to allow, stop being so resistant to things. Allow my son at his age, he's like 14, needing to, stretch his wings, feel his own self, being himself. So I'm transitioning as a parent, as a person, as someone, being on a spiritual path. I need to be evolving. So this is where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay, the first thing I want you to do right now is stop being so hard on yourself. And let yourself, and just drop the word need. You do not need to do anything. Nothing. The fact that you're working on your spiritual journey, and that you are continuing to evolve and grow is fantastic. And, you know, this is where the most successful entrepreneurs do the inner work. They all do the inner work. And you're doing that. So congratulate yourself and be proud of what you are doing, and drop the word need and just allow. The word need has so many different, it's charged. I need to do this, I need to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's charged. I'm just going to allow myself to be the best that I can be in every moment. And as you allow yourself and give yourself permission to be the best that you can be in every moment, all your faults, all your flaws, as well as the incredible person that you are, is allowed to come forward. And you can just strive to be a little bit better in every moment. You don't have to do anything. You don't need to do anything. You just choose to be a little bit better in every moment. And work toward what fills your heart. So there's no have-tos. There's no essential things. You just be whoever you are and allow yourself to grow and evolve in the moment. There's less pressure when you do it that way.
Yes.
And then you
I
can
realize.
allow it. Does that make sense?
Anxious, yes. I've been anxious. I've been too much oriented, trying to do this, do that. I understand.
Okay, so when you think of the situation that you're in right now financially, is anger the dominant emotion, or is there some other emotion?
It's anger. It's anxiety, and it's a bit. It's sad because it's sadness. It saddens me. It's frustrating because every day I have to be wondering what to get, or how do we shop. We have to cut back. We have to, so it's annoying. It can be very annoying. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, start by tapping on the karate chop point for me. I want you to, do you feel the emotion anywhere in your body?
Well, right, the anger I feel, it was in my heart. I have an anger I know from. I know I have anger from my father, and I feel mad. And then I have anger about the situation here with my son. So it feels like my heart, and, and yes, it's my heart, because I feel very tense. And then I'm, yes, that tenseness in my heart.
Okay,
that's how I feel.
And how intense is it on a scale of 0 to 10?
It was really intense earlier. I would say it was really intense before. But now I maybe 6. I'll say it's a 6.
Okay, that's great. So tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I feel all this anger.
Even though I feel all this anger.
And all this sadness.
And all this sadness.
I deeply and completely love and accept how I feel.
I deeply and completely accept how I feel.
Even though I feel all these intense emotions.
Even though I feel all these intense emotions.
So much anger and sadness.
So much anger and sadness.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I feel these intense emotions.
Even though I feel these intense emotions.
All this anger and frustration.
All this anger and frustration.
I feel it right in my heart.
I feel it right in my heart.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Inside of the eye. All this anger and sadness.
All this anger and sadness.
Outside of the eye. All this frustration.
All this frustration.
Under the eye. I just want freedom for all of us.
I just want freedom for all of us.
Under the nose. And now we're in a bad financial situation.
And now we're in a bad financial situation.
Chin point. The only way out I can see is to get a job.
The only way out that I can see is to get a job.
Collarbone. And that is so disappointing.
And that is so disappointing.
Under the arm. I want so much more for me.
I want so much more for me.
Top of the head. I want so much more for my family.
I want so much more for my family.
Inside of the eye. How did we get here?
How did we get here?
Outside of the eye. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Under the eye. I'm confused.
I'm confused.
Under the nose. I'm angry.
And angry.
Chin point. I'm frustrated.
I'm frustrated.
Collarbone. And I'm really sad.
And I'm really sad.
Under the arm. I feel so sad.
I feel so sad.
Top of the head. All this sadness.
All this sadness.
Inside of the eye. It's right in my heart.
It's right in my heart.
Outside of the eye. And I just don't know what to do anymore.
And I just don't do
Under the eye. I feel so sad.
I feel so sad.
Under the nose. I want so much more for me and my family.
I want so much more for me and my family.
Chin point. I just don't know where I went wrong.
I just don't know where I went.
Collarbone. And I don't know what to do now.
I don't know what to do now.
Under the arm. I'm really sad about where we've ended up.
I'm really sad about where we ended up.
Top of the head. And I feel very confused and don't know what to do.
I feel very confused and I don't know what to do.
Okay, take a deep breath. All right, I want you to just stay with the sadness. I'm going to do some instant miracle technique to help you to release this. Anybody else who's on the call,
Okay.
stay really tuned in to that feeling, that sadness. Allow it. Just cry. If you need to grab a tissue, grab a tissue. Allow the emotion to do whatever it needs to do, to bubble over. Give it permission. Give it love. Let it go. Give it permission to go. Be with it. Althea, I am so proud of you for having the courage to do this. This is not easy.
Yeah.
And everybody who's on the call will know that when you are dealing with these emotions, when you are tuning into these emotions and allowing them, feel proud of yourself because it takes such courage.
Okay.
Okay, how's the feeling? What's it doing?
I feel a little relieved.
How's the anger?
A little relief. I'm relieved. I'm relieved. I feel a little headache coming on, a slight tension in my head.
Okay, focus on the tension in your head. Give it all your attention. Just allow it to be. Send it love. Just relax. Deep breathing. Okay, how are you feeling?
A little relaxed, a little more relaxed.
Okay. When you tune into your current financial situation, what's the dominant emotion?
A little worried, but there's still some tension.
How's the anger?
Not so much. Not so much anger. It's more worried.
Okay, inside of the eye for me. Even though I still feel anxious.
Even though I still feel anxious.
Outside of the eye, and I still feel stressed.
And I still feel stressed.
Under the eye, and I still don't have a solution.
And I still don't have a solution.
Under the nose. Choose to relax and feel some peace.
I choose to relax and feel some peace.
Chin point. My situation hasn't changed.
The situation hasn't changed.
And I feel stressed and anxious.
And I feel stressed and anxious.
Under the arm. I choose to allow myself to feel some relief.
I choose to allow myself to feel some relief.
Top of the head. Just a little bit of peace.
Just a little bit of peace.
Inside of the eye. And a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Outside of the eye. And just a little bit more peace.
And just a little bit more peace.
Under the eye. Choose to feel a little bit more relaxed.
I choose to feel a little bit more relaxed.
Under the nose, even though I don't know how to solve this situation.
Even though I don't know how to solve the situation.
Chin point, I choose to feel at peace anyway.
I choose to feel at peace anyway.
Collarbone, I choose to relax and feel at peace.
I choose to relax and feel at peace.
Under the arm, letting go of the worry and the stress.
Letting go of the worry and the stress.
Top of the head, I don't know how it's going to be resolved.
I don't know how it's going to be resolved.
Inside of the eye, but I choose to trust and relax.
I choose to trust and relax.
Outside of the eye, and know that it is going to be okay.
I know that it's going to be okay.
Under the eye, I don't know how it's going to be okay.
I don't know how it's going to be okay.
Under the nose, but I choose to trust it's going to be okay.
But I choose to trust that it's going to be okay.
Chin point, and know and feel at peace.
And know and feel at peace.
Collarbone. I feel so much relief just feeling this peace.
I feel so much relief just feeling this peace.
Under the arm, and knowing that I will be okay.
And knowing that I will be okay.
Top of the head. I choose to relax and feel at peace.
I choose to relax and feel at peace.
Even though I don't know how I'm going to solve this problem.
Even though I don't know how I'm going to solve this problem.
Okay, deep breath. Okay, how are your emotions going?
Pretty calm and relaxed. Yes. Feeling better.
Okay. The thing with bringing your emotions back to a sense of stability is that it makes you much more open to possibilities, opportunities. You can be more creative. When you're stuck in a place of stress, anger, sadness, and all those emotions, you're consumed by them, even though you may not be consumed by them consciously all day, every day. They're consuming you so unconsciously. And this actually disconnects you from your creativity, from your inspiration, and you won't see the opportunities that are coming toward you to help you to solve this problem. You won't have clarity around taking the inspired action that you need to take to bring yourself into a better place emotionally, and this is for everybody. So this is where EFT is so incredible, is that it's not going to present you with the solution, but it's going to put you in a better frame of mind, because there is never a problem that does not have a solution. It's just that mentally we're not necessarily open or available for the solution to present itself, the right solution to present itself. Does that make sense?
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so tune into your emotions for me now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling relieved. I'm not feeling any anger or any stress or worry. I'm feeling relaxed. I'm peaceful.
Awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah.
All right, Tina and Althea and everybody on the call, I want you to do a positive tapping round with me. So tapping on the karate chop point. And Althea, you can do my echo still.
Yes.
Even though there's still some stress and anxiety.
Even though there's still some stress and anxiety.
And I still don't know how to solve my money problem.
I still don't know how to solve my money problem.
I choose to be open to magic and miracles right now.
I choose to be open to the magic of miracles right now.
Even though my situation hasn't changed.
Even though my situation hasn't changed.
And it still doesn't look all that good.
It still doesn't look all that good.
I choose to suspend disbelief.
I choose to suspend disbelief.
And be open to all the magic and miracles that are coming my way.
Be open to all the magic and miracles that is coming my way.
Okay, inside of the eye. I still don't know how I'm going to solve it.
I still don't know how I'm going to solve it.
Outside of the eye. But I'm open to all the magic and miracles that are coming my way.
But I'm open to all the magic and miracles that are coming my way.
Under the eye. I see miracles in my life all the time.
I see miracles in my life all the time.
Under the nose. I don't always recognize them.
I don't always recognize them.
Chin point. But if I stop to think about it, there are so many miracles in my life.
But if I stop to think about it, there's so many miracles in my life.
Collarbone. I'm open to more miracles coming my way.
I'm open to more miracles coming my way.
Under the arm. The inspiration that will help me to solve this problem.
The inspiration that will help me to solve this problem.
Top of the head. I'm open to magic and miracles right now.
I'm open to magic and miracles right now.
Inside of the eye. The inspiration that I need to solve this problem.
The inspiration that I need to solve this problem.
Outside of the eye. I'm open to the right people and the right opportunities coming my way.
I'm open to the right people and the right opportunities that are coming my way.
Under the eye. The way is clear for me to receive more miracles.
The way is clear for me to receive more miracles.
Under the nose. And I am open to them coming into my life to solve this problem.
And I'm open to them coming into my life to solve this problem.
Chin point. I have complete faith that miracles are coming my way.
I have complete faith that miracles are coming my way.
Collarbone. Miracles that will help me to solve this problem.
Miracles that will help me to solve this problem.
Under the arm. And fill my heart in the process.
And fill my heart in the process.
Top of the head. I am open to all the magic and miracles that will help me to solve this problem.
I'm open to all the magic and miracles that help me solve this problem.
In whatever form they turn up.
In whatever form or help it comes up.
Okay, deep breath. Okay. Okay, how are you feeling?
Good.
Awesome.
Angry.
You back to angry?
No.
No anger?
Good. No. Feeling
Okay.
good.
Awesome. Okay. All right, I'm going to do one more tapping round with everybody and then some more instant miracle. And then we're going to wrap up today. So I'm just going to tune back in with you in a minute, Tina, but I want to do one more tapping round because we haven't even touched on beliefs yet. So I'm going to do a generic tapping round for everybody. Tapping on the karate chop point. And Alfie, are you still happy to be my echo?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Karate chop point. I know I have beliefs that are blocking the flow of money.
I know I have beliefs that are blocking the flow of money.
I choose to be open to releasing them all now.
I choose to be open to releasing them all now.
So I can be empowered with money.
So that I can be empowered with money.
And make a better future for myself and my family.
And to making a better future for myself and my family.
And realize the amazing vision that I have.
And realize the amazing vision that I have.
Okay, inside of the eye. I choose to release all the beliefs.
I choose to release all the beliefs
Outside of the eye that are blocking the flow of prosperity in my life.
that are blocking the flow of prosperity in my life.
Under the eye, I'm ready to release all the beliefs.
I'm ready to release all the beliefs.
Under the nose. Wherever they may have come from.
Wherever they may have come from.
Chin point. Whether they're mine or whether they're from someone else.
Whether they're mine or whether they're someone else.
Collarbone. I choose to let them all go now.
I choose to let them all go now.
Under the arm. I choose to release all the beliefs that are blocking my money flow.
I choose to release all the beliefs that are blocking my money flow.
Top of the head. All the prosperity in my life.
All the prosperity in my life.
Inside of the eye. I recognize that they don't serve me.
I recognize that they don't serve me.
Outside of the eye, and I choose to let them all go now.
And I choose to let them all go now.
Under the eye. All beliefs in my DNA and my cellular memory.
All beliefs in my DNA and cellular memory.
Under the nose. All the beliefs in my subconscious mind.
All the beliefs in my subconscious mind.
Chin point. I choose to let them all go now.
I choose to let them all go now.
Collarbone. I choose to release everything that's stopping me from being in the flow.
I choose to release everything that's stopping me from getting in the flow.
Under the arm. And know that I have everything I need to create the life that I want.
I know that I have everything that I need to create the life that I want.
Top of the head. I give myself permission.
I give myself permission
To let go of everything that's stopping me from being in the flow.
to let go of everything that's stopping me from being in the flow.
And I'm excited about my future.
And I'm excited about my future.
Okay, deep breath. Okay, I'm going to do a little instant miracle technique for everybody around that. So just tuning in and having the intention to release belief systems that are blocking you. Okay. How are you feeling, Althea?
I'm feeling great, relaxed and at peace.
Awesome. Do you feel like that you've made some progress?
Yes. Thank
Excellent.
you.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
All right, if you wouldn't mind just muting your microphone,
sure.
and then I will tune into Althea. Althea, if you could unmute yourself and say hello.
Oh, that's Tina.
Tina, sorry. Tina, beg your pardon.
Hi.
Hi, Tina, how are you doing?
I'm feeling better now that Althea did some of her stuff. I noticed that there was some anger and frustration and sadness on my part too. So going through with hers helped me as well.
That is awesome. I love that. I love that about doing group work. That quite often listening to somebody else and doing the process with them will bring up stuff that you didn't even realize was there. So that is so cool. And
Yeah,
how's that feeling in the bottom of your lungs?
yeah, that's because I hadn't even thought of her stuff, and then when it came up, it helped me feel better about mine too.
Awesome. Okay, so now when you think about your future and think about taking steps toward creating a new future for yourself, what happens?
I'm feeling more positive. I still
Awesome.
have some tension in my head as well,
hmm
but I think it might be what you said. It might take some time
hmm
to, but I'm feeling a lot more positive.
Awesome. That is so cool. All right. Do you have any questions from the work that we've done together today?
Um, I think I'm feeling pretty good. I think it's just maybe time to, like you said, just time to relax and feel these feelings. I think I've repressed them or suppressed them for quite
hmm
a long time. So,
Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm just going to check and make sure that there's no questions coming up on our chat box. Big hugs. Thanks, Tamina. That's lovely. Jenny's stomach is clear. Okay. All right. Cool. No questions at this point. So, people, if you do have questions, please tune in and ask. All right, Tina. Well, I think if you would just like to put yourself on mute, what I'm going to do now is a sound healing for everybody. And I want, what I want everybody to do while I'm doing the sound healing is to imagine. I'll actually get you to do a visualization with me. So this visualization is about having a different emotional relationship with money. This is about having the same kind of emotional relationship with money that the super wealthy do. So what I'm going to do is a quick visualization with you, and then I'm going to do the sound healing, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So we should be finished by about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Australian time, in about 15 minutes time wherever you are in the world. So I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. And bring myself back on the screen for a moment. So I will actually switch my screen off when I go to do the sound healing. So just so you're not distracted by what's going on the screen. So I want you to all close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just relax. And I want you to imagine that you are the ruler of a kingdom. And in this kingdom, pardon me, in this kingdom, you have everything at your fingertips. All your subjects in the kingdom, all the people who live in your kingdom are thriving, they're happy, they're doing what they love. They know that as they do their work, that they are helping others and serving others, and they're really happy to do that. They also know that they're serving you. They love what they do. You have the best produce that is kept by the best farmers in this kingdom. You have the best seamstresses and clothes. You have the best artists. You have the best cooks and bread makers and furniture makers, and you have the best of everything in this kingdom because the people love what they do so much. They throw all their heart and their passion into what they do. And your kingdom thrives because you know that you have an endless supply of money. And as the money and prosperity flows through your kingdom, it flows through each and every person in the kingdom. And everybody loves having you as their ruler because they know that if anything ever happens, that you will provide for them. You will not let anybody fall through the cracks in your kingdom. Everybody feels safe and happy. It is utopia. And you know that prosperity and abundance will continue to thrive within your kingdom. And there is a parade for you, and all the people are lining the streets. They love you. You are a fair and just ruler who just wants the best for everybody. You know and understand what prosperity and financial wealth is, and you know exactly how to manage it so that it continues to grow and everybody in your community continues to thrive. And I want you to take this visualization wherever it goes. As you are walking down the streets, you are handing out gifts to people and presents, feeling the love, knowing that everybody can prosper, everybody can thrive. There is enough for everybody. And allow the sound to just bring the transformation that you truly desire. Nia presantia koshia mensa tratio kensia nia chonsia. Ichna prazia toshianeta trazi contelia manta. Jesu te kaliach ni trazio sentiach nia pratozia leha. Iana prencia koshianeta pachnio tensia. Ilama shonsenta. Mariloshenansa. ore la min son te lama o shere luna Nia pradishon sentama o limantre nasha o melet santa o yana pranzia shuntia leta mikranzo shinta ila men santitralia kotsia menta knachniotsentia lascintotia. Men satiknaktia kolia menta pratio kensia shanti onetsa. Nentia bralia konsia shenta ndjachnotsi ita. Me shantiknotsa tre ilachnata totsia leita. Nitsa pre ilatonsa shinta chniata. Gently bringing your awareness and your attention back into the room. Taking a deep breath. Okay, and open your eyes when you're ready. Have a question from Stefania. What's your opinion on the mindset to have a side job while crafting the vision and model for my own business? That really depends on the individual. Some super successful people I know are happy with dealing with a lot of stress, or they just don't feel stress around their vision and their future and they just jump ship. And maybe some people work better in that environment because they feel forced to take action. I don't actually recommend it for most people because when you're under stress and anxiety, then you do not have access to all your creativity, to all your inspiration, and you don't have the leverage to be able to invest in your future. So there are two different schools of thought. Some will say, just chuck it all in. If you hate your job, chuck it in. What I suggest for most people, and this doesn't apply to everybody, but for most people, find a place of peace about your job. Find a place of appreciation for the opportunity that it gives you to invest in yourself and invest in the future that you want to create. And then move your butt as fast as you can. Do whatever you have to put in place the plans, the strategies, and the systems to get you out of that job. But work toward it. So see the current job that you have, or if you're looking for a job to become employed, then get that job. And you know, if you're in a really bad situation, just take whatever you can. Take whatever you can now to take this financial stress off, because that emotional relationship will continue to sabotage you. When you feel some relief, that's when you can start being creative and inspired. You need to structure your time because, of course, when you've got a job, a job, then you've got less time. You need to be clever. You need to be clever and structure your time so you are making time to create the future that you really want. And then just work your butt off. You know, I have not met anybody who's been successful who hasn't worked for it. I haven't met the person, if there is one, who's sitting on a rock and just manifesting day in, day out. Maybe they're out there. I haven't met them. Those who have made their own wealth and haven't been born into a wealthy family and who continue to grow their wealth, they work for it. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can be pure joy. It doesn't have to be that traditional work that we put the label on that is like, oh, work, I have to go to work. It can be pure joy. And anything that you do can be pure joy when you reframe it, when you take a different approach and a different attitude and a different emotional outlook toward it. And then you can get yourself unstuck. So, Stefania, I hope that answers your question. And that is kind of the approach that I recommend for the majority of people, because financial stress is really going to lock you up and potentially stop you from creating what you want. If you can get a part-time position where you can have more time to dedicate to your future, fantastic. And then what you want to do is, if you're in an emergency situation, get whatever you can. Don't be picky. And then identify the kind of work that you would like to do while you're creating the income that you want, and write it down. Guys, you must write your goals down. The 95% of people don't write their goals down, and the 5% who do are much more likely to achieve their goals and dreams. So write your goals down. Write down what you want. Write down your vision for your future. And then keep it top of mind and just follow your inspiration and do whatever you need to do to get there. So I hope that helps, Stefania. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to ask. Now I'm going to quickly go back to our presentation so I can finish that off. So we've been through the emotional freedom technique. Know that you are the way, the truth, and the light. You are. And own that. You have everything inside of you to achieve more than you ever imagined possible, to achieve your goals and dreams and go way beyond that. What happens is we tend to look to others for our guidance. And then we don't trust our own intuition. It's important to do both. There are people out there who can guide you and help you and assist you and pick you up when you're down. All of that. That's very important to have those people in your environment helping you. But it's also important to understand that you are the way, the truth, and the light, and own that. You are everything that you look up to in anybody else. You are beautiful and capable and incredibly talented and brilliant. And you can achieve anything you put your mind to. Trust that. Now, the Money Mindset Mastery program that I'm going to tell you about right now, and stick around because I do have a couple of great tips after I share the program with you. I do have a couple of other great tips that I will share with you that you can do to shift your life and your financial situation right now. I know that potentially you may or may not be in a position to invest in yourself, and what I'm going to do at the end of this is share with you something you can do to get yourself into a better financial situation apart from shifting your mindset. It's going to help to shift your mindset a great deal. So the Money Mindset program is going to give you more freedom to choose. So choose the life that you want. As I said right in the beginning, we're conditioned to believe this definition of success that is like everybody else's. So it's having the car and the money and traveling the world and all this other stuff. You can have the freedom to choose that. I have no qualms about that. That's fantastic. Or you can have the freedom to choose a simple life and just be free to do whatever you want to do in whatever way success looks like to you. But the financial side of it is having the freedom to choose, to be empowered around money and to not be at the mercy of money anymore. to be able to live life on purpose, to have the fulfillment and satisfaction of knowing that you are doing what you came here to do and you're loving every single moment, and to be your own savior. You are your own savior, and as much as I said, other people can guide you and assist you and help you. There's no point in reinventing the wheel. If you can follow somebody and let them show you how to leverage your brilliance, your purpose, your unconscious competence, then fantastic. I highly encourage that you find a mentor or a coach and you work with them and follow them, and just and do whatever you can to immerse yourself in that mindset, and then be your own savior. This program that I'm going to share with you is about teaching you how to fish. So you have the mindset to do whatever you want, and if you change your desired course and your path in the future, then you will have the mindset to be able to make anything work that you put your mind to. So it's not giving you a fish, it's not showing you the vehicle, it's giving you the mindset so you can achieve whatever you want, doing whatever you choose to do. We are going to cover your mission, the 5 steps to being truly prosperous and wealthy, your mission, your vision, what that looks like for you, getting really clear on that. Your message, what message do you want to take out to the world? Getting clear on that. Your market, and these are 5 things that I covered in one of the previous videos before this webinar, leading up to this webinar. Knowing your market, nailing your market. We're going to look at your business model and some marketing strategies around that. Most of all, the most intense part is going to focus on the mindset, because once you have the mindset, you will know what you need to do. A lot of this other stuff is going to fall into place a lot more easily. So although we will touch on the other things, the mission, the message, the market, the model, most of the work that we will do during this program, this is an intense program, and this is not for the faint-hearted, because you will need to go to places that you don't necessarily want to go in your mind. So we're going to work really, really hard on the mindset. So this is the program. It's 3 months of intensive mindset reprogramming. Every week we'll work together as a group, and you saw just with the 2 people on the call today how working in a group can be so powerful. I do powerful work with people one-on-one, and that is obviously the most effective way to really move much faster toward your goals. But if that's not for you, then working in a group can be very empowering, because other people will be able to bring up things that you may not necessarily have thought of, and it's called borrowing benefits. So you're actually going to be working with feelings that other people are feeling that are also related and associated with the stuff that's coming up for you. We're going to work very hard on the belief systems that you have about money and success, and take away the disempowering belief systems and install empowering belief systems. So we're going to rewire those neurons in the brain for you during this intense program, and help you to release the negative emotions that you have around success and money, your self-esteem issues, all of that kind of stuff. So you can reinvent your relationship with money and have a neutral relationship with money, so you're not so tied up in all the negative emotions that continue to sabotage you with money. In the program, you'll also get access to 2 90-minute personal breakthrough sessions. One will be before we actually start the program, and then the other one is going to be sometime at your choosing during the program. So that's 180 minutes with me, personally, one-on-one. And then after the 3 months intensive mindset reprogramming, I'm also going to offer you, and that's every week for 3 months, the 3 months ongoing group mentoring will be a couple of times a month. So every couple of weeks, we're going to do 3 months of ongoing group mentoring, so I can make sure that any transition that you have made during the 3 months will be ongoing and consolidated. So it's a 6-month intense program. Now, you can see down the bottom down there that the program itself is valued at $3,997. Then you've got the 2 90-minute breakthrough sessions with me at $994. And the 3 months ongoing group mentoring is valued at $891. So altogether, the package is worth $5,882. Of course, I'm not going to charge you that. It is now $1,997, and there are payment options available. Now, if you're freaking out a little bit right now, don't, because I'm not going to ask you to make any commitment financially right here, right now. What I ask you to do is email me if you are the slightest bit interested in this. Email me at Marguerita, MARGUERITA, at consciouswealthinstitute.com right now. Just email me right now. I'm going to set up a 15-minute chat with you to see where you're at and to see if this is for you. It's free, obligation-free. And I'll have a quick chat with you, and then we'll discuss the possibilities. So even if you feel like it's not possible for you to move forward with this right now, email me anyway, and we can discuss the possibilities, or maybe I can point you in a different direction to help you to avail yourself of funds so you can jump in at a future stage to this program. So the groups will be relatively small, no more than 10 people in a group, and I am not that invested in how many people get in. I want to help as many people as possible, but if I have 50 come on board, that's great. If I have 5 come on board, that's good too. I know that whoever is meant to be in this program will be in this program. And if you feel like you want to explore this opportunity, then just email me and let's have a chat. We'll set up a time to discuss the possibilities and the options, and I can answer any questions. If you have any questions, then you can email me at that particular website, or you can actually ask them in the chat box right now. Somebody's asking me, can you tell me what you were saying, please? Oh, you're talking about the light language. All right, I'll cover that in a minute. So to become truly wealthy, here are a couple of tips. You must decide what you want and pursue it relentlessly. Relentlessly. And I don't mean that you bulldoze people or you do anything like that, but you must pursue your vision relentlessly. It's not one of these things that you can just throw it out there and hope for the best. You must be determined if you want to become truly wealthy. You must be prepared to do whatever it takes. And the inner work is essential. I spoke to a lady from Colorado yesterday who I'm actually talking to her about. She promotes speakers in Australia and in the United States, and I'm talking to her about the possibility about her promoting me and getting into front of bigger audiences. And she said she's worked with some of the biggest speakers in Australia and in the United States, and she said that all the really successful entrepreneurs, they do the inner work. She in particular mentioned, she didn't say his name, but she mentioned an entrepreneur in Melbourne here in Australia who has multiple companies. I forget the number. I think it was like a dozen companies or something, but it was multiple companies, one of which puts through $80 million a year through one company. And she said he makes time every single day. He does an hour of meditation. Now you can imagine what he has to oversee with that many companies and with that much money coming through his companies, that being that successful. I gather he doesn't have a lot of time on his hands to do whatever doesn't work for him or whatever is not productive. But he knows that the meditation is so productive, the internal work is essential to his success. And this woman said that every really successful person does the internal work. They've been through a lot, and they do the internal work to make sure that they are not only successful in the beginning, but they are successful in the long term. The second thing is that you need to become obsessed with what you do and strive to do it better than anybody else. Become obsessed with what you do well and strive to do it better than anybody else. You don't necessarily have to do it better than anybody else, but strive to do it better than anybody else, because then you will be an authority in your field. And that's something that we will also cover in the program, is how to become an authority in your field. Oh, that's the end of the slideshow. So the last thing I want to mention to you is there is something that you can do if you're feeling really financially hamstrung right now. What I encourage you to do is this exercise. Every day for the next 30 days, write down 3 things, and they have to be different things, that you can do to bring more money in. Doesn't matter what it is, just write it down. And then, once you feel like you've hit on a really good idea, take action on that idea and that inspiration. This opens you to inspiration. Now, you're not going to take action on 90 different ideas, but if you take action on 2 or 3 of those ideas, you have no idea what possibilities are just around the corner. So every day for the next 30 days, write down 3 things that you can do to increase your financial income. And know that you are okay. Do the internal work. And you know, if you do want to continue to work with me, then there's the email address. As I said, if you're on the fence, if you really want to but you just don't know how it's going to work, email me anyway. And let's have a chat and see what the possibilities are and whether this is something that really is for you, or if I could point you in another direction. So the language that I sing is something called light language, and it's actually channeled from another dimension. It is also called the language of the angels. You can Google light language. You will find a lot of written examples of light language. It's a transformation healing language. It can change DNA. It can change belief systems. It gives you access to inner peace and a bigger connection to who you truly are. And one of my biggest things is reconnecting you with who you truly are, because who you truly are is infinite, infinitely powerful, peaceful, joyful, loving. It's all the things that we want so much in our lives. That's who you truly are. You've just been disconnected from that. That's all. And that's one of the things that you will rediscover during this program. It is going to be intense. It is not for people who want everything handed to them on a platter. You're going to need to do the internal work. And I will give you plenty of it, believe me. And I will hold your hand and work with you to put you in a different mindset around money so you can have a different financial future. So, again, if you have any more questions, I will hang around on the chat box for a little while and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. Email me at that email address and let's set up a time to have a chat so we can talk about the Money Mindset Mastery program, 6-month intense program. Oh, I probably should tell you when it's going to start. It's going to start in the first week of May. So get in touch with me now so we can get this underway. I look forward to speaking to you really soon. I have so enjoyed being with you. Thank you, Anthea, and sorry, not Anthea, Althea, and thank you, Tina, for being with me and sharing this incredible journey with me. I'm just so incredibly grateful to be on this journey, and I want to share this with you and help other people to experience the incredible life that is possible for you. Hi, Althea.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care.
Yes.
And I hope to see some of you in the program. All right, Althea. Bye, Tina.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you.